Alrighty, hello. Welcome. This is going to be my Let's Play of Terraria. My current goal is to fill space, or more accurately, speak during work. Alright, now then. Let's see. I'm mostly testing recording, so... welcome to Terraria. Pretty simple game, not the Let's Plays, probably people who do it better than me. But once again, this is mostly a trial. Just seeing what I can do. So, one of the first things you always have to do is get enough material to build a house. You only, in normal Terraria, no mods, you'll start out with a copper short sword, an axe, and a pickaxe. Copper short sword is definitely one of the worst weapons. Presumably intentionally so you'll immediately start looking for something better. But, yep. Butterfly. We will get to that later. But for now, I'm just gonna record. Alright. So, we start off basic. So, a lot of people compare Terraria to Minecraft, but that's inaccurate. Terraria is clearly meant to be more reminiscent of older adventure games such as Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And while, yes, they do take the whole block creation tools from Minecraft, they implement it in such a way that it actually ends up being a very different game. Whereas Minecraft, it's all about the building. In this game, not so much. Alrighty. So, let's see. So one of the most basic things is for NPCs to live in. Mr. Wyatt right there is a guide. Also an NPC. They need to have a house within certain specifications. Oops, forgot to put that there. Alright, now then. Housing can be smaller than this, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. You can go quite wild with it if you want to. Alright. Now then, put a wall. So, the basic requirements for a house are background, a certain amount of living space, and the ability to move out, as well as lighting and furniture. So, I'm completing the most basic parts of this. Also, it does have an auto-select mode for mining and placing. Alright, now that we've got that done, chair, and then, there we go. Sure, why not? Alrighty, one more moment, and then let us check. It looks like he likes it. Nope. Okay, turns out I made a mistake with the whole roof shape. And one platform's always helpful to have around when adventuring. Alright, perfect. So now. Alright, so one of the things about Terraria is being based off the games. One of the things you can do is get merchants. They can be rather important for getting certain items or abilities, so yeah. Alright, hammer so I can decorate. Let's make it a full diamond. Alright, so to explain housing rules a little more and why this is possible, housing rules only go for blocks that are placed, not the shape in which they are in. With a hammer, you can reshape blocks manually, like this. And so, if you ever want to help get rid of some of the gloom... Oops, I asked it already. You can do this, enemies will not be able to get in, nor will it cause them to spawn. But it'll still let sunlight in. So real quick, decorating tips for Terraria. Now then, the only thing you really need to make are those squares, which are very easy and basic and, well, quite frankly, uncreative. But, considering the guide, who is probably the most arbitrary character, I don't really mind it. Plus, now his normal function is to tell you these. He'll give you different tips on how to continue. Although, due to the way... Yep. There you go, just explaining a place to live. Alright, so now. And I lost what I was explaining. But that's what I'm working on. Oh yes, the guide is very basic and a little bit arbitrary. Now he is helpful, especially since they added the ability to talk to him, hit crafting, and put any item in that little square, and it'll tell you everything you can make with that possible with that item, including things that we shouldn't know about, but for the sake of completion are still put in there. So, but he's still the first NPC, and he's still the first one who will take up any house that you build. So, alrighty. Next, we keep gathering wood. So, yeah, looks like I have plenty, so I'll go ahead and not worry about it too much for now. Alright. And minor microphone adjustment. So there are some rules to planting trees. It must have 2 blocks on either side, and it must be on a dirt patch that has grass on it. Yeah, there are a lot of little rules like that. So. Alrighty. There's a butterfly. I can murder it, enemies can murder it, or I can just leave it be. Butterflies are a neutral type, which means they can be hurt by either side, but they can also be captured in a net, which is something we need the merchant for, which is why we need another house. So, But until then, I'm going to get rid of my copper short sword. While still dinky, its arc of attack is very useful. Plus, it's more powerful. Alright. So both butterflies and worms can be captured with the net. Unfortunately, if a worm is sitting there, you cannot place a block on top of it, which will basically prevent you from building on top of it. Alright. Alright. Okay. Alright. And then... there we go. Slightly more shapely house. Wood wall. I can technically construct these houses out of anything. Alright. Another door. Okay. But wood is the nicest. So, yep. Just building. Now then. There it is. And that time, different enemies will come out. The case is mostly zombies. Come on. There we go. Zombies are tougher than slimes. Alright. Now that we've got that, and there we go. Also, got an accessory. The shackle is the most basic one. Pretty sure it's there as basically a tutorial accessory. It will grant me 1 defense and plus 2% movement speed. Not that much, as you can see. Also, it has a little update to my avatar based on equipping it, but by pressing this little eyeball, I can hide it. I think I'll leave it hidden for now. Alright. Oh. There we go. And the housing is suitable. Here. Now, I do not believe the zombies, despite banging against the door, can actually get in without me actively opening the door. But as I just ran out of wooden platforms and need the workbench to create it, suppose I should explain that difference. The table in this house and the table over here are actually 2 different ones. The workbench is smaller, costs slightly more, and can be used to expand the range of options you can get from the crafting bar over on the left side of the pause screen. Whereas this table is pretty similar, only it does expand options, but none that are readily available to us right now. There are a select few items which require a table and a chair, but not a workbench. So there we go. Also, a trick you can use to keep zombies from banging on your door in those conditions in which they can break it down is to have 2 blocks underneath the front of the door down. They cannot bang in it, but if you leave it open, they can still jump in. So that's just basic protection. Alrighty. And placing down a campfire. Add some atmosphere, plus campfires give the buff, Cozy Fire, which will increase the rate at which your health will naturally regenerate after taking damage. It's not super huge, but it helps when you're in town, so. Speaking of towns, this is one way to build it. In actuality, there are quite a few different ways to build a town. You could build a bunch of squares, like communist block, or you could build a bunch of separate squares or together, depending on how much effort you want to put in. Since this is me just trying things out and wanting to make it look nice, I decided to go with the full town. There's a star over there, but there are too many zombies to get it. Stars are important for increasing mana, as well as a few other uses. But since I'm woefully under-equipped, I'm going to go ahead and just hold off. Stars only show up at night. They will drop randomly throughout the map, and upon the morning they will immediately vanish. There is an in-game time system. Every day is a non-equinox summer day, which means daytime lasts longer than nighttime. So currently I'm just waiting for that. The in-game timekeeping system goes by 1 hour per minute, I believe. And nighttime, which as you can see has a noticeable difference, lasts from 4, I believe it is 7:30 to 4 a.m. And then the rest of that time is a day. So, yeah. Might as well get rid of them. Make a little extra money. Now, just like the video games it pays homage to, a lot of enemies can drop money. In fact, money is the most common drop. I believe every single enemy will drop it. As well as their own unique drops, such as, say, these goo-headed zombies, which will also drop, which also have a guaranteed gel drop, in addition to the regular shackle, rare chance to drop a shackle that I just showed, and money. And this is why you should not go out at night with bad equipment. And the thing that might be hard to see over there is the floating eye. They're flying menaces of the night. As you can see, they get hit back pretty easily, unlike zombies. And they have a chance to drop lenses, which can be used to make a cute little pair of goggles. It's just the darlingest thing. But it is only a random chance. And there are fireflies. More nets needed. Alrighty. So that concludes the first day spent surviving in Terraria. I do hope you all enjoyed it. I'm gonna go ahead and save and quit right before dawn breaks. Also, what you just saw was a zombie running into a firefly and damaging it. So I do hope you all enjoyed. And hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.